Hello! We are live. So, for those wondering, yes, we are about 10 minutes late at the moment. To be honest, I was a bit late getting back from dinner, so that might contribute to it. But we will be getting into games shortly. We're just getting everything set up and ready to go. This is our last weekend of the 10th MCBall tournament. So today we have the semi-finals, and tomorrow we have the finals and the third place match. First up today we have Aftershock versus Brotherhood, and then Bed Bath & Beyond versus Rainbow Bunchies. It's this way around because Bed Bath & Beyond was the top seed coming out of groups, and Rainbow Bunchies was the bottom seed, and so the two middle seeds, second and third, face off also in the semi-finals. Obviously the winner of both will go to the finals, and the losers will go to the third place match. At the moment it's me and Bufferwatts that you'll be hearing. Although Bufferwatts is a very busy man, so you may not hear him talking too much right now.
Hello, yes, I'm going to stay muted for a minute or two.
So we are just getting the server going, and it'll be great fun when we get in. I'm going to find some jazz. I like jazz. Doubled audio. Let's see. And tomorrow we have the finals and the third place match. First up, so we have Aftershock versus Brotherhood. In the semi-finals. Obviously the winner of both will go to the finals, and so yeah, I'm gonna go get some jazz because jazz is fun. Yeah, jazz.
Hey, Zorton, they've got that, some players have that jump boost thing again. What was the command for that? Fix that?
Slash effect clear. I think my jazz is too loud. Turning down the jazz. Jazz, volume. You up. Turn overall volume down. We should be able to do slash effect clear at P. At P. At E. Type equals player. Okay, all effects are gone from 12 targets apparently.
Well, how'd you do that? Oh, at P.
So it's at E type Minecraft player.
Okay, so CB wants blue?
Goodness knows what map we're taking.
Castle Wars.
Ooh, Castle Wars. Good fun. Castle Wars is a classic. Not the same jazz again. Let's get a new jazz.
What am I forgetting? Okay, I've got blue set. Let me set red.
Sounds good. Jazz. People on the stream chat, what do you think of the jazz? Do you like the jazz? I like the jazz. That jazz is the wrong jazz. Let's play the jazz in the right jazz. There we go. Jazz. So for those that may just be joining us, today is our semi-finals day. First up we have Aftershock versus Brotherhood, and later on we're going to have Bed Bath & Beyond versus Rainbow Bunchies. And then tomorrow we're going to have our finals and our third place match. And we'll find out today who those are between. So we will be getting into games shortly. The first map that we have is Castle Wars, a whole other thing. Castle Wars is possibly the most well-known MCBall map, and is a solid favourite across basically every tournament and in-game. We do see a lot of teams with prepared strategies for this map, so it should be a very interesting game that we have coming up. Interestingly, in the last couple times we played this, some teams have really struggled to kind of cap because the other teams have also prepared so well. So I kind of wonder if we're going to get maybe another stalemate, or whether we'll be able to actually get some solid flag caps, and maybe teams have adjusted their strategies or similar. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm just getting some more jazz for us up in here while we prepare for this game. So let's see if this jazz works. Ooh, that's loud. There we go. Okay, we should have some jazz in theory. So let me know if you can hear that all right and if you enjoy it. Because the jazz.
Okay. I think we've got everybody ready.
Cool. So we ready to start the game?
Well, hold on. I'm waiting.
Don't get overly excited, Zorgon. Let's see if this jazz works. Ooh, that's loud. should have some jazz in theory. So let me know if you can hear that all right. Let's boost the jazz volume a little bit. Cool. So yeah, chat, if you want to drop some predictions for this map, let's see who you think's going to take this.
Well, I used to be on Care Brotherhood, so, you know, I might be biased, but I'm going to try to put that part away. And objectively, I would have to say that I think Aftershock has a little bit of an advantage. Like, well, for one thing, Mr. Jaja's here, and I don't think he's been playing a whole lot lately. And Snapman also has kind of just come back to the server and, you know, just to kind of play the tournament games. So they've got at least two players. Yeah, they've got two players that aren't, you know, playing and preparing as much as probably all 5 players on Aftershock have been. So yeah, I think they've got a bit of an advantage. You know, the more time you spend together playing, the better you should be. So, okay. So yeah, I think they have a little bit of an advantage, but of course, Care Brotherhood, they've been in a lot of tournaments together too. So.
Yeah, and this is a Care Brotherhood that's kind of come to a new form, right? They've had a couple more players join, maybe some new strats they've thought up.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've seen both of these teams.
I mean, I haven't talked to him about strats. I don't know about the strats end of things. Okay.
No insider info then?
No, I don't have any insider info. But I think we're ready. I think everybody's ready here. Let me check one more time.
So yeah, we're just checking that everyone is really, really ready, and then we'll be getting into game. The first game will be Castle Wars. Which sides are the teams on?
So Carrot Brotherhood's going to be on blue, and Aftershock will be on red. So let's get it underway.
Cool, we're going to get this rolling. Carrot Brotherhood versus Aftershock on Castle Wars. Just loading into the game now. And then we will be up. And we are in.
Blue team is pushing out, red team's out. Looks like blue's got some early kills here. So Aftershock's got a pretty good push.
Looks like for some reason we've both been put on teams, so we're just gonna quickly do /spectate a couple times, please.
Okay.
Or just do it once if it says you are now spectating. I think I forgot to redo mine after I relogged when the server was restarted.
Okay.
Just so we don't interfere with the flags or anything.
So it looks like...
you need to /spectate again.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There we go. All better. There we go. So nothing really happened in that time. As per usual, we see teams getting control of mid. It looks like red team has gotten the advantage. That is Aftershock. And at the moment, we do see some performances coming out. Pretty good performance from Jaja already with a couple kills. Mining Shark in the lead with 5 already, though. Looks like he's the guy that's been controlling mid for the most part. Fighting off those blue players.
I think they're just feeling each other out at this point. You know, blue had one push into the base, but Aftershock has recovered from that. Now it's just a bunch of 1v1s all over the mid.
And this is something we've seen a lot recently from teams trying to get the mid control before they really make a push. Usually it lasts for about 5 minutes, and then they start just legging it one by one into bases. We'll see if they have maybe adapted a little bit to get some more strategies going.
Yeah, I think maybe what teams are going to have to start doing, just because some of these maps have open death boxes, and the teams have gotten, with each tournament, they're getting more and more coordinated, more and more good at playing as a unit. I think what you're going to start seeing is, maybe teams that defend a little bit deeper as a group and sneak a guy forward. You might actually find that a little bit more plausible, kind of like in soccer, how you create space by playing the ball backwards sometimes.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that work for teams, whether they're actually planning to do it or not. We've seen teams have probably their most success when they get the mid control and then just push one person in, maybe two,
Right.
and give them the cover on the way out. I think we've seen fail a lot is when teams push in all together, get taken down in the base, maybe thwarted by the spawns, and then they just struggle to get the flag out because there's no cover in mid anymore.
Mining Shark was going ham, but Snapman just ended that. Yeah, Mining Shark's having a great game.
Yeah, already racking up 11 kills. That's more than the rest of his team put together. The enemy team, though, all putting up pretty good performances. We were wondering if Brotherhood maybe would come in a little bit out of practice, but all of them have got, almost all of them have got 4 or more kills. 3 of them have 6 kills, and that's better than most of the red team. We've got Mr. Ku on 2, Oscus on 1. Not calling people out, but these are players that we've seen perform in the past, and we might see them perform again.
Yeah.
That being said, Mining Shark is getting enough kills for everyone, so,
You saw Brotherhood trying to use the ladder on the side there. That generally doesn't work on this map at tournament level, because there's just too much. It's too slow.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if we'll see demo
Red's
again.
Got a really good push going right here. This could be a good pickup. Now they snuffed that out, though, looks like.
See Brotherhood in the base, though.
Yeah, and see that? There you go. There's an example of it. Red was getting a really good push into blue, and that allowed this one guy with blue to kind of sneak into the base by himself.
Yeah, but Denny got trapped there. Blue team just wasn't able to help him because they were pushed back by red. So those may have noticed we are now on 20-minute matches and we're doing best of 5s. These are the semi-finals and finals formats. It just gives teams more time to kind of show what they can do. We've seen matches come down to draws quite frequently this tournament. So hopefully with these slightly longer matches and more matches, we should be able to see what players can do with a little bit more time. We have seen a couple times where they've come down to the last minute or so and picked up the flag but not been able to get it home. So maybe we'll be able to see what they can do. So we'll be looking for 3 game wins to take the series.
Mining Shark is just obliterating people this match.
17 kills in 5 minutes. That's ridiculously good. I think this is probably the best performance we've seen out of him all tournament, and he's really picked a good time to get that going. But red now in the blue base with 3 players. Blue have all respawned, but red starting to take them down until they all get wiped. A couple clutch kills coming in from 3 separate players there. That's the problem with only one of your players really carrying. I mean, we see Dar doing quite well as well. But with Mining Shark this far up, if he goes down, that really jeopardizes their push.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just been holding midfield. Sometimes you can get a lot of kills that way. He's been pushing in the last few.
And I think what we possibly want to see is players switching it up a bit. So I think a lot of teams, in early tournaments, it was just play well and it'll be fine. And we saw teams win with that kind of strategy of just, kill stuff. It's great. more recently, we've seen teams trying to coordinate kind of overall map-wide strategies, getting the mid-control, getting the various controls. We've not seen much more than that. We struggled to see teams...
You can see it. You can kind of see it different. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're trying to see teams adapt from that to something new that might be able to beat that. So it's all well and good if all the teams can control mid well. It's just they can't cap the flag well. So we need to see teams adapting the strategies that they've built to counter what they see coming against them.
Now we've extended the times here in the semis and finals to 20 minutes per map. So whereas we used to, so we're not yet quite halfway through the game here, but boy, you can kind of see a little difference if you look at the kills per player. The 2 or 3 most active players, they tend to be on higher kill counts than some of the others.
Mining Shock's still putting up the numbers consistently. Looks like Denny's starting to catch up. And in general, I think the Carrot Brotherhood have got more kills across the board, but Mining Shock,
he's been
on fire.
Yeah, he's been on fire. It'll be interesting to see if Mining Shark can keep up the pressure a full game, or if he's gonna get tired, or how fatigue sets in on players.
Denny now trying to make his own plays.
Dar just made double kill. They're on to him now.
Denny taken down.
Yeah.
Again, on his own in the base, his entire team stuck further back.
I have been flirting with the idea of closing up the death box in this match for a long time, but it's so fun with regular gameplay that we've just never done it. But for tournaments, the death box is pretty huge. It's very hard to get in and get out.
And you do see teams in the death box, players in the death box, running to the opposite side of the map to see where the teams are.
And it looks like Blue just got a group respawn that helped push out that last charge that Aftershock was making.
And it looks like Aftershock struggling now to hold the mid as Carrot Brotherhood's pushing out really quite hard with all 5 of their players. Aftershock following up with all of theirs, but they are getting taken down one at a time now. It's now 4v2. We should see the fast respawns coming in for the Aftershock team, and there they are. Now it's the big fight. Carrot Brotherhood have the position and they have the kills. Will they be able to... They get even more kills, but there's only one left.
Wow.
Mr. Koo still defending on the roof, but there's one in the base, and he is surrounded.
Yeah, the Nixity just had a nice triple kill right at the entrance. He was shooting at one player, and another player walked right out in front of him and got taken out as well. But they got him.
You just cannot afford to line up like that.
Yeah, that's very true. Whenever players line up, you're putting yourself at risk.
So the hardest thing to do in MCBall in terms of shooting is acquiring the target. So you're spraying down, you're trying to kind of adjust to where they are, and that takes a good couple seconds. You'll see in most fights, the first 3 or 4 seconds, nobody's killing anyone because they're just trying to kind of hone in on where the player is. So if you have 2 players separated by quite a big distance, it's hard to switch from one to the other.
To just be leaving their flag out front here. They don't seem to be too concerned.
So they're more concerned about trying to push the whole red team back, but this really is an opportunity for red team to keep moving that one forward.
I don't understand that. I don't think they understood that the flag was out, maybe.
That was a big risk.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt them here. I think they're gonna get a cap.
I think they just assumed that if they had the mid control, they'd be fine. The problem with that is you don't have this nice big fat wall to stop people getting into your flag.
Yeah, well, they did. I've never, they're a very experienced team. I'm very shocked that the players all just kept coming off the wall and not returning that flag.
We'll have to see what they do after the shock to see if they can recover from this. Get it? After the shock. Aftershock? It's great. It's not a broadcast, it ain't some puns.
That was just a huge mistake. They had 3 players in the area, and any of them could have returned it. I wonder if they just assumed somebody else, that.
Yeah, I think the impetus for teams, or the feeling that they get when the flag is taken is, let's get out, let's get control of the whole map, shut this whole thing down. That doesn't count on players being able to get past them, though.
So sometimes in soccer, they'll do these fun matches of pros versus amateurs, and they'll have a team of 5 guys play a team of 20 or something, and the pros will win, and obviously the pros are more skilled and everything, but a big part of why they win is because when there's 20 players on the field, everybody assumes that, well, he's got him, this guy's got him, and so you have a bunch of people not actually doing anything because they assume that the other person's got him. And I think that's what we might have seen there with that flag cap.
Yeah, that really surprises me that teams would make that kind of mistake. We've seen them being really well coordinated, and I wonder if that's just going to be the one thing that breaks this match for them. We're now only 7 minutes remaining. That's over halfway.
Yeah, and the way this game's been so even, I think right now a good outcome for Brotherhood would just be trying to get the tie. But right now they're in that panic stage right now because they're behind, so their adrenaline's going. They're probably going to lose their cool here a little bit, and
the flag just being kept on that roof. We saw Mining Shark maybe just trying to farm a bit of a kill there. Not much of a chance to manage to get that off the roof. It's not quite as advantageous as being on the bridge outside. And now you gotta wonder, what is going to change for each team here? Aftershock now up in the lead. Do they go a bit more defensive? We've seen them continue pushing into the blue base, so maybe they keep going, try and maintain it. But then blue team, it's on them now. They have got to get pushing in, so maybe we see them trying to push in all together again. Right now they're spread out across the whole map, so they're not really taking advantage of the numbers. There's only 3 of them in mid. Some really good kills there from Oscus, but he does go down, and now it's only 1 blue remaining in the red half. Inoxy takes down Dar. He's sticking around here, so this will give blue a chance to push out a bit more. Inoxy now pushing into the base. This is a desperation play. He is now deciding to take a 3 versus 1 fight. It's going to give his team time to push up, but he might not be able to do much with this. He takes another one down. He's managing to separate this fight down into separate fights that he can take. But he doesn't pay attention enough to Dar there. Dar takes him down from behind, and now blue team once again assaulting the base. Kind of willy-nilly. They're not really pushing in together much. They're all trying to just get the kills and push in. Mining Shark now on 42 kills. Denny getting up there with 39, but Mining Shark still consistently putting up the numbers.
Yeah, he's having a great game. If you get over 15, you're having a good game usually. So, of course, these games are a little bit longer than the 15-minute matches we were having earlier.
Yeah, now only 4.5 minutes remaining. This is plenty of time to get a cap or two. But so far, they've not really been able to do anything. Inoxy once again trying to get into the base.
Well, when the teams are this even, when the teams are this even, it just goes to show you how just one mental error, and that can change the whole game. One miscommunication, one breakdown. Because they've been trading kills all game. We haven't seen what I would call team kill, where everybody goes down.
And now we see the red flag picked up by Rafixander. Red team isn't necessarily all here, but blue team isn't around to support either. This is going to come down to Rafixander's kills, but he does not manage it. Aftershock did remember to return the flag though. And now once again, red team seem to be with the advantage, taking most of the mid area. Blue team now starting to be pushing out 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. And they may want to wait a second for their team to come because red is coming. And they are coming in force. We see a couple falling back to deal with this player pushing in. Do they realize he's still here? Looks like Oscus is tracking him. This is Nuxie again. Trying to push in alone, but he does not get the kills this time. Oscus taking him down. Now, we do see further into this game that Jaja and Snapman, both players you mentioned as possibly being a little out of practice. Not necessarily the highest in the kills. Maybe they've been defending or just not quite managing to put up the numbers. The difference is, though, I don't think that's really made the difference here. I think it's not really come down to individual performance as much as it came down to that one misplay by Brotherhood.
Yeah, I agree with that. Snapman earlier in the tournament has been playing as a defender. I don't know who they got as their designated defender this game because that's also a position Jaja used to play a lot. I would guess that Jaja is their main defender, but right now I think they're forced to they've all got to come out.
I think that's what we've seen from a lot of teams.
A little bit of a push. They got a spawn behind them with, the Vortex.
I think a lot of teams have started choosing this strategy where they all kind of push into mid and defend from there, rather than having a dedicated defender in the base.
Yeah, and I think part of that is because, they know that if you can move your line of defense up the field, you get another batch of respawn, maybe a batch of 2 respawns for the team to have to fight through. So you kind of have to get a team, you have to clear out 3 or 4 players from midfield before you can even push into the other base. So you kind of, on this particular map, you kind of have to, I don't want to say team kill, but you have to get probably 3 really good group kills to get the flag out. And that's why it was so surprising that they left the flag there, because it kind of gave Aftershock an extra chance to make a whole nother push while the flag was sitting there. Where if they return the flag, they probably aren't able to get to it.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people maybe don't realize is how much effect these walls really have. Yeah, there's stairs that go right over them, and it's quite a small area behind the wall, but it actually has a huge effect of kind of forcing you to go basically one of 3 places, or use Ninja. And that's something that players, I think, subconsciously maybe realize, but aren't actively treating.
Yeah, that's usually in the past. That's what you've seen, is you've seen the attacking players choose Ninja Kit. They can get in and get out. If the Ninja player can actually get 3 kills, he gets extra hooks, and he can get right back out. But now with the new respawn system, you get 3 or 4 kills, then they're spawning right back on top of you. So the Ninja Kit might not be the way to go. I think you alluded to it earlier, demo kit and maybe some other...
Yeah, and that is game 1 over now.
Yeah, that's game 1.
Aftershock takes it. This is, again, a best of 5 series, so they do still need to win 2 more games. But that is a good, solid start. We have seen a lot of draws between these teams before. These top 3 teams especially. So this is a solid start for a team. It was only 1 capture, but that makes all the difference. Now, this is what you predicted, actually.
I'm razzing Alexander right now in a private message. I'm like, you guys just leave that flag. What are you doing?
I'm interested to see what they say about that. Whether it was maybe a calculated choice to try and leave it, hope that they could control mid long enough.
It's going to be one of those Skype emojis, slap on the forehead, slap on the head.
Facepalm.
Okay, so we got same colors. Great. Thank you. Okay, so the Care Brotherhood has picked Cracked, which is also a really good map. So I'm going to set that next.
So yeah, this will be interesting. Cracked is a slightly different map from same team. Yeah, it's a slightly different map from what we've seen otherwise. Carrot Wars, Castle Wars. I'm getting Carrot Wars, Carrot Brotherhood, and Castle Wars all mixed up. Castle Wars is much more about kind of controlling the whole map together. Whereas Cracked, you can't really do that. There are so many ways to get through that it's more about kind of triaging the situation. You need to be able to control enough of the map that you can chase flags down if they get caught, but not spend too much time trying to control all the map. It's a lot harder to do that here. And we are in. Once again, Aftershock is on the red side and Carrot Brotherhood on the blue side.
Red's got the first guy coming back here for Aftershock's got someone in the back. There's 3 players, but they've all pushed out. They don't have any designated defender on this map, which is, taking probably what you needed to do on another map. On this map, I kind of wonder if you do need a defender, or at least somebody in charge of that.
Yeah, because they weren't positioned enough to
No,
collapse back on him there. They have let him escape with this. Oh my goodness, that was dirty. It may be enough to give them time to catch up. And they get it again!
Yeah, another guy's going to pick up now. And they've got the flag.
Aftershock spent too many players on that. But now Carrot Brotherhood made the same mistake. They have left their player alone with the flag. Inuxi versus Oscus! He takes him down, and now blue team is the one with the flag retreating. Red team hot on the tail. Will they land the shots? He's going to get the flag cap. That is Carrot Brotherhood. That is what they needed. First cap of this game.
Just as I was criticizing the pushing all out, it somehow worked out for him.
That is what we needed to see here.
It's a game on now.
Now that's really fascinating. Both teams, I think, still in the mindset of let's try and control the whole map. They didn't realize that they couldn't. Both teams managed to sneak a player through. They started trading kills, going all out to get the flags back. And they just weren't able to keep the flag. Aftershock loses the flag after they throw maybe 3 players died just trying to move it slightly further back. Carrot Brotherhood with a slightly more measured approach, defending just enough, and Oscus not quite managing to catch Shinuxty in that last fight there. And this, I think, is what we're going to see a lot more in this game that we didn't see last game. Skirmishes making all the difference. Because there were 1 or 2 plays that if they didn't go down the way they did, Carrot Brotherhood would be in a very different position right now.
Well, and somehow they managed to get the flag carrier from long distance shots to drop it twice.
Yeah,
I think that was
pretty
also
crazy
key.
hits there.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to see. Some nice, exciting MCBall.
What a play. What a play. Red's got support here, yeah. Oh, the flag's reset. They've still got to push. They've got 3 men in the base. Blue's respawning, 1 down. They've still got 2. Red's still got 2, I think. Or maybe it's 1.
There's only 1 remaining now.
Okay.
And he has gone down. Now that's where we see, although it looks like they're all in the same area, this is not an open map. Just a couple buildings like we have here separated that fight into basically 3 1v1s or 2v1s or 2v2s there. And even though you have 4 players, it doesn't matter because they can't help each other because they're walls away. Now we see Denny pushing in. He's 3v1, doesn't get the kills.
One thing that's different than previous tournaments with this map is we've recently changed this death box. You can still spectate a little bit out of there, but it's definitely a lot harder. So
yeah, and it blocks off a lot of the areas quite nicely.
That's also one difference between Castle Wars, where on Castle Wars, if someone's got the flag, everybody knows where he's at. And this is a little, bit harder.
I mean, they do have the flag compass.
Red's got a 4-man push. They pushed over the midline, and now it's 5v1. They've still got one. Okay, that's the
Blue team
Brotherhood's
wipes
clear.
them out.
And now let's see if CB, now they're going to do their push. We'll see how they fare.
So
Blue's
basically
on
taking
to 'em.
turns now. Trying to
Yeah,
sneak into the bases. Neither team really able to overcome the team with a home field advantage.
Yeah, now Aftershock's going to, I think we're going to see, I think we've got a pattern of spawns here set up where I think you're going to see more of this. Back and forth, back and forth. And Red's got a good push here. Aftershock's got 3 players coming in. 4 players, 1 defender. He's got to stay alive. And they're down. 4v1. But they've got to get the flag. They've got the flag. Spawns are coming in. He's away, though. He is away.
And they have a lot of people in good high positions to cover, and they take down Rafixander.
Yes, I think this is going to go all the way.
But look, blue team pushing down middle. Do they focus on picking up the flag or trying to return the flag? Looks like they're not going to be able to do either. Some clutch kills coming in there from Mr. Koo, stopping them really doing anything. And now it is even.
That was a good push. And I think that's what we're going to see, that kind of thing from here on out.
Yeah, a lot more controlled than we saw before. They only had 3 players really with the flag there, but they were positioning well. They weren't spreading out. They were getting high ground, covering all the areas around their carrier.
And another aspect of this map different than Castle Wars is the respawns typically be more even with the flag than in front of the flag. So if you can get to the flag, you've got a decent chance getting out with the flag. But it's getting to the flag that I think is so difficult.
Yeah, and a lot of teams struggle to...
Red seems to have a lot of momentum right now. Red, or Aftershock's got, again, they've got another push here with 3 or 4 players. And Blue's really backed up. I think that was a Magneto. Yeah, he had Magneto going.
Inoxity, kind of the king of his team's pushes recently. Trying to get into the base again. He takes down Mr. Koo. He's now basically got a few 1v1s, but he may select to instead wait for the flag to come back to him. But it's fine. The rest of his team have dealt with it, at least partially. And now he's trying to escape, but he is surrounded by 3 players. Those spawns really coming in clutch for the red team.
Oscar's just made some clutch kills. Clutch kills.
Blue did take down the flag carrier, but weren't able to return it, and that's a second capture for Aftershock. They're really making Brotherhood work for their caps.
And I think this is where you're seeing a little bit of the rust with Jaja and Snapman not having played as much lately. I don't think Jaja's played at all. And this kind of map where you have to have quick reactions. I mean, the reaction time is everything on this map.
That is true. I mean, Rafixander also not with a huge number of kills. We see Dar only with 3. I'm not sure if he's been defending or just struggling. I guess we'll see if he can pick up his game.
Well, one thing that has changed in this game is it looks like Mining Shark has gone Magneto. And he made, on that last flag cap, he made a couple kills with Magneto going in, and then he had Magneto coming out to help protect him. And that has been, it's not a kit that people run a lot in everyday gameplay anymore, but in tournaments, this kit has been a historic kit for being able to snatch the flag.
Yeah, and it really puts a freeze time on everything, doesn't it? You can get in, you can then put pause on basically everything for 5 seconds.
Right.
And 5 seconds can make all the difference for your team getting there or you getting out just on your own.
Yeah, and the distance between the flag and your last line of cover is very short. So you hit that Magneto, 5 feet from the flag, and then you can, exactly, your team can push up behind you. It looks like, who's got that? The next city's got a flag. Blue Brotherhood has a flag, and I'm
Mining
not
Shark
sure.
here, the clutch player, but he goes down, and this might be a second flag cap. Will we see the long range shots coming in again? In Nuxity, he does manage to cap it. That's 2-2.
This is going to be a key skirmish right here. We've got basically a 4v4, but it's all on blue side. So if red wins, they will have a good shot here. But red seems to be backing up a little bit, maybe. I think they're
scared.
Trying to reorganize.
Remember, now it's whoever gets the next cap is winning this game. So both teams can't afford to make another mistake. And we may have seen it. In Nuxity, again with the flag. He's trying to run away, but 3 reds closing him down. They all know exactly where he is. Will blue team be able to get there in time to cover him?
He's actually going backwards.
And the Magneto! Mining Shark using it to try and take him down, but Nuxity does not fall for it. And Nuxity now is almost away. There is one player that can shut him down here.
No,
he's coming around the corner. He takes him down. Will he get the return? He gets the return!
Wow.
What happens? Jaja did not try and pick up the flag. If 2 players are on the flag, it does not do anything. If he picked up the flag, that would buy his team time to help, but he instead tries to survive the fight. The priority for Aftershock there was returning it. They get the return. He dies, but who cares? The flag's gone. There were 2 blocks.
In that case, the death box almost helped the team return the flag, because I don't think they knew he was there. I think they thought they had it.
That was so close.
And red's at the flag now. Jaffa coming out. They know where he's at. I don't know that they can stop him, though. Oh, the ninja hook. Wow.
Inuxty now making plays again. He's going to run right into the flag carrier. He takes him down, but the flag is not returned. Now the flag is returned. Rafik Sander, the rest of the blue team coming up, and they now have control. 4 of them pushing into the outskirts of red base, but all the reds have respawned, and Inuxty is not there anymore to get the flag. Again, such a close push. Those split-second decisions of which flag to go for, which one do you return the flag? Do you try and pick up the flag? Is your team there to help you? These are things that the players have to think through in about 3 seconds flat. We saw it not work for Carrot Brotherhood when they didn't quite cap it there. And again, with Aftershock, they had both flags near their base, but weren't able to get either of them. And now we're back to this back and forth. Only 8 minutes remaining. That is almost half of the match. We've seen 4 flag caps in 12 minutes. That is the most flag caps I think we've seen from any of these top teams.
This has been one of the best games of the tournament. This has been very exciting.
Some absolute insanity coming in. And I think we can expect to see similar games continuing here. And going into the finals tomorrow, we expect to see 2 of these top teams in the finals. And I think if this is the performance they're putting up, this is what we're going to see.
I think we're seeing a little bit more Magneto and a little bit Flash than we used to see, than we've seen in a lot of matches. But those kits do. Those kits are good kits for this map.
Jaja now pushing in, but he gets taken down almost immediately by Dar. Not quite the killing power of Inuxty. Inuxty on 28 kills. Not quite leading. Mining Shark again putting up the leading score of 31.
Yeah, Mining Shark is a phenomenal player. Inuxty is too. And Denny and Jaffa's really gotten really good too the last couple of years here.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying about the kits, we see predominantly Ninja coming across for most teams. It does give the most versatility for getting in and out with the flag. And players oftentimes like to use it to get the high ground, to outplay people. But I think some more versatility in kit choice, like Magneto, we see some Vortex. We saw the Vortex trains on Farm last week. Flash to just give a bit of extra speed for running away. I think this kit choice can really make the difference. Yeah, Ninja gives you a bit better skirmish capability, but that I don't think is what makes the difference in these games. What makes the difference is who comes out in the right position after skirmishes. Yeah, again, it all comes down to kills, but not necessarily all the kills matter as much as others.
Aftershock has all 5 players grouped up really well. They got a really good defensive shape here. And it looks like they're going to push as a group this time. And they've been picking up the kills, so, well, maybe they aren't. I'm trying to figure out where they are.
Now they had taken down by Oscars from behind.
Looks like they had to go back to pick off somebody in the back. And
remember, Aftershock is 1-0 up in the series. If Carrot Brotherhood want to bring themselves back even, they really want to win this. Otherwise, they're put under pressure for the remaining matches.
Right. They'll have no room for error.
I mean, this is a best of 5, so it's not like it's game over if they don't take this one. But you want to get as many matches early as possible, because the longer you play, you get more fatigues. I know, I get more stressed. It becomes a whole thing. So trying to get the nice, calm, early maps out of the way, get them in the bank. That's what they really want to do.
And if you get a win, it gives you that confidence too, to just say, yeah, we can win one of these matches.
Although, to be honest, after the first match with Aftershock kind of taking it in close, but kind of maybe a bit sour for Carrot Brotherhood, not able to stop that mistake from costing them. Just the upswing now, where they're getting a lot closer. They're getting the kills now. They're getting close to the caps. I think Carrot Brotherhood, whether they win this or draw it, or maybe even lose it, this is a good sign for them, I think. They're getting warmed up. They're getting into the game. And this was their map choice, right?
Yes, this was their map choice. So they probably have a good idea of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, so for those just joining us, best of 5, 20-minute matches.
This is, one of these maps that's not necessarily symmetric, but it plays symmetric. Each side's a little different, but
yeah, there are slight differences. Broadly speaking, there are the same features on each side. So, there's a building that's in this rough position with this main feature, but it's not precisely symmetric.
So blue has a guy in the base, but he's not going for the flag. Oh, I see why. There's a Vortex defender there.
And they are waiting for the spawns, it looks like, and they're getting the kills.
He was forced to back up because of the Vortex, and now it's just a matter of who's going to win this duel here.
Red team now having a bit of a chance to fortify, though. They don't manage to get the flag on the first try, and they're kind of going in one-on-one and getting picked up. I'm not quite sure what blue was waiting for, though. They had the 4 players, they had killed some reds, but they just paused for a little bit too long and let red get the kills. Now red reversing the situation on them. This isn't Uno, but it's working a bit similar.
These players are so good. All 10 players in this game are very experienced players.
And that's one of the things that really comes in. You can be out of practice, and you do see people losing fights because of it, but you don't really lose the strategic mind of the game. I think that's what we see happening here. Both teams still on point, trying to get those strategies in place. See, Mining Shark now switched to Vortex, along with Mr. Koo, possibly trying to get that Vortex cover to get in. It's a little bit more robust than Magneto, in terms of how much cover you can give, because other people can join in as well. But it's not quite as easy to use, and we see it not quite working for them there.
I think if this, well, I was going to say it's going to end in a draw, but we have a pickup here now.
That's the flag, and all of blue team just spawned in.
Wow.
They do take down the person that didn't have the flag, the defender, but it looks like they aren't going to be close enough. Do they have the ninjas in time? No. That is a disaster.
Yeah, it just
blue
it was
wiped out.
Yeah, it was sudden. It was just I don't know what you call it, parting of the sea. Just they had just all of a sudden they were all down, and I think they all got killed at different places on the map.
And that's where, no matter how well you do on the strats, just getting kills, it can work. And spawns there just weren't quite quick enough. Dar had already managed to escape most of the way across the map.
Yeah, and that kind of snuck up on me too when I was on the map. I didn't really see that coming at that particular point. I was just about to launch into a discussion about what it would mean if the game drew. Obviously, it would still favor Aftershock, but it doesn't matter now. They're up 2-0, and I think it's going to be very, very difficult for the Carrot Brotherhood to sweep the last 3 games.
Yeah, Carrot Brotherhood need to reverse sweep this entire series. 3 matches in a row, and they've not won one yet. They have been on the upswing. We saw them perform maybe a little under par on Castle Wars. We saw them perform a lot better on Cracked. So maybe they're just building up into this third map. It will be Aftershock's choice, though. So it'll be very interesting to see what they choose. If they choose something more like Castle Wars, where they saw maybe more success, but also a much less definite game. Or if we see something more like Cracked, because your Township maybe, where it gives a little bit more uncertainty and we see a lot more caps. So I'm really interested to see where this goes.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
So I'll give the players a minute or two to get some water, maybe use the bathroom. Oh, Luxor. Now Luxor, very similar to Castle Wars in terms of kind of overall strategies. I sort of expect Carrot Brotherhood to stick with the blue side. Blue side does have a slight advantage, albeit extremely slight.
Alright, so have they picked a map yet? Okay, Luxor.
So yeah, Luxor we
Yeah.
see very open. Basically, possibly the most controllable map in the game. Because, you know, it's quite open, so you can control the whole middle area with very few players.
Yeah, and I believe this team's already, I believe that Aftershock's already beaten Care Brotherhood on Luxor. Luxor is not what I would, Luxor is definitely not the Care Brotherhood's kind of game. I think they like the reflexive type matches, you know, going around like Cracked. I think they really like maps like Cracked or Castle Wars. I don't think they like the wide open maps and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, I think my prediction is that we see something very similar to what we saw on Castle Wars, where both teams try and take mid, goes back and forth a bunch, and then a team makes a mistake. And so far, to be honest, we haven't seen that many mistakes from Aftershock. We've seen them lose caps, but it's a big issue there with that one cap that Care Brotherhood just couldn't quite stop on Castle Wars.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah, so we'll be taking a brief break, again, just for maybe a couple more minutes, while everyone gets comfortable again. Oh my goodness, I'm yawning. Excuse me. Don't know why I'm yawning. These games have been exciting. So yeah, for those just joining us, this is a best of 5. Aftershock currently 2-0 up against Carrot Brotherhood. This is the first of the semi-finals that we have queued up for today. Later on, we will have Bed Bath & Beyond, our top seed, against Rainbow Bunchies, our bottom seed. The third place match and finals will be played out tomorrow at the same time. But for now, we will be playing Carrot Brotherhood versus Aftershock on Luxor. Now, Carrot Brotherhood again needs to take all 3 of the remaining maps in this series if they want to win. Otherwise, they're going to get dropped down into the lower game. Looks like Aftershock is ready. Bufferwatts is ready. And we have Carrot Brotherhood ready. Looks like we are 3 green and ready to go. We'll be hopping into this game. Luxor, Carrot Brotherhood still on the blue side. Aftershock on the red side. I'd say corners, but they're not really corners in this game. It's just thirds or quarters of the map. We are loading in right now. 20 minutes decide Carrot Brotherhood's fate. Will they be able to get the caps, get the kills, and get the win, and stay in the series, or will we see Aftershock taking a decisive 3-0?
All those games went basically to almost the full 20 minutes.
And there was only one cap in each of them. Or one cap between the teams in each of them. We saw more caps on Cracked. But it was 3-2, it was 1-0 in the previous one. Both teams playing it close to the wire.
Yeah, this is... This is going to be an interesting game. This is not the Care Brotherhood's strongest map. So if they pull off a win here, it would give them a lot of momentum going forward, I would think. But I think that's asking a lot. I think this is a new version of Luxor, and I think they just haven't played this version of Luxor very much as a team. And I know the Aftershock guys, they've been on a lot the last few weeks playing this map. We're already seeing a push into the base by Aftershock, and there's the first flag pickup of the game. They know where he's at. This is going
It's down to the kills, though.
Oh, he's in the water.
He runs out of snowballs.
Yeah.
That was
he fell in the water. Yeah, he fell in the water. It almost acted as a distraction, so the other guy could come over and get him.
Yeah, I almost thought he made it out there, but he ran out of paintballs before he could get the kill. Turns out paintballs are a very useful tool if you want to kill people. Now, something that I only recently recalled or found out is there is actually a tunnel that takes you from one of the archers to one of the other archers, which gives a bit of a hiding place inside the wall. Now, it's a bit hidden, so I'm not sure everyone realizes it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being silly. Something that players maybe haven't quite learned to look out for. It's quite well hidden. I only accidentally ended up in there one time and like, what? Where am I now? It's interesting to see if teams can take advantage of that. And this is one of the things that blue side has the slight advantage on. You'll note the waterfalls on the on the blue base side of the water have these 3 blocks blocking off the bottom of them. If we look at the other side while the players play, there is 1 block missing. This means that the blue player can stay low in the water and swim through, and then they're up to this sneaky bit here. So, in theory, blue can get from one side, from their side of the map, to the other completely underwater, into the wall without really being seen at all. And that's something I think teams do realize, but maybe don't take advantage of.
We just saw Oscus getting the flank. Oscus managed to get 2 kills right now out of a flanking maneuver that he did in the water. They did not see him. He was hugging the side of the river, so that no one really had a good vantage point on him from where they were. So he comes up out of the river, and all of a sudden, Blue's got 2 players in the middle, and they're trapped.
Yeah, and I think so far we've seen Red Team with more successful pushes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they just got another key set of kills. Now this is interesting. I find this interesting right now. Snapman's got 10 kills, and he's out killing everybody on Care Brotherhood, while the Denny and the Nooksity are actually under less kills. Now that was one thing I was going to touch on earlier, is that this is one map where Sniper can be a very powerful kit, and historically speaking anyway, Snapman likes to play a lot of Sniper. So maybe he's feeling pretty good about this map. Other than him, well, Jaja used to play a lot of Sniper as well, but not so much. He hasn't played much of anything the last few years, but he's kind of been semi-retired, I guess you could say. But Care Brotherhood does have 2 snipers on their team, and Dar has been playing Sniper as well. He got a pick earlier on Denny. We're seeing a little bit more Sniper action.
Sniper shot ringing out across the map there. Mining Sharknado Ricochet. Another really fascinating kit. I'm not sure if it has the utility that players might need to help get the flag in and out, but it certainly helps get the kills.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more reach.
Yeah, at least for the first few seconds. And if you get the kill streaks, then it becomes ridiculously good. But again, that's assuming that he's not going to be having to push in and get the flag. Now, we do have the flag picked up by Jiffa Jaffa. Jiffa Jaffa ninjaing out of the base. He's going to try and get behind the cover, and his team is all here to defend him. There is a stray snowball that picks them up, though. And now it's Dar. Dar on the flag. 2 red, still defending. The paintball spam coming over. Blue team not focusing on their lives, just trying to get the last little hit there. But that's not really what they have to do. They have to be able to secure themselves and push up to the flag, and that's Aftershock. Again, with the first cap of the game. What we see a lot of players doing in desperation is ignoring all the players in front of them and just trying to land one paintball on the further player. The problem is that gets them all killed, and even if you do hit the player, the entire rest of the team is dead, so they can't get to the flag. So the red team can, even if the flag does go down, they're in front of the flag, they can fall back and pick it up and retreat with it. So I think what players, instinctively, you want to just stop the flag as soon as possible, but what you actually need to do is get to the flag. And if you die trying to kill the flag, it's not really enough. We see Reflexander now going for the sneaky beaky mode, playing the Shy Marine strat. Now will he use this little gap in the water? He does. And that's what we see teams trying to do here. He's now out of the water, almost out of the water, getting into the archers. Red team almost entirely in the blue base. 4 of them there controlling it. They're going to try and get this flag cap. And there's only one defender to stop Jiffer Jaffer.
But they're going to slow him. He's going to play it safe. Yeah, he played it safe, just keeping him off the flag while his team recovered.
Mr. Koo now trying to make the plays.
Yeah, just looking at the kills, Jaja and Raph have 2 and 3 kills respectively, so they're lagging. They're lagging the other players in this match by quite a bit right now. And I'm trying to get a beat on what kits they're running. So Reflexander's running Ninja, which...
Yeah, now we did see Reflexander a minute ago spend a good minute or two swimming down the water. So it may just be that he's trying to use these slightly sneakier strategies that don't get him the kills.
Okay.
I think he looks like, at least to me, maybe the main guy pushing in for them right now. Although Dar now back inside Carrot Brotherhood's blue base, contending with the spawns. Fight against Snapman, he gets taken down. Now it's blue with the positional advantage. They do have one all the way up in mid, and one in the base. Will they get the cover?
No, I don't know. They got the one ninja player skipping across the map, trying to get to him to help.
Denny trying to distract, but he gets taken down. Now it's all on Anuxi. Anuxi, we've seen some crazy plays from him, but now taken down by Jiffer Jaffer. Not able to capitalize on that, and wasn't able to get back over the wall to get to his team. The rest of his team is pushing up, though.
One thing I noticed is Anuxity and Denny started this game kind of slow, to be honest with you. I remember Snap had 10 kills, and the rest of the team is at 2 and 3. But they've since caught up, so they're back in. You know, they seem to be getting into their groove a little bit here. Mining Shark, Mr. Koo right now is the lead killer for Aftershock. He's having a fantastic game.
Yeah, really ramping it up throughout these games. Had maybe a bit of a slow game on Castle Wars, but picked his game up in the last couple maps. So I think he is now one of the key players that we want to be looking at to be able to secure these captures. Aftershock still 1-0 up halfway through the match. And remember, if Aftershock wins this game straight up, that's it. They win the series. To be honest, I'm surprised Carrot Brotherhood haven't gotten further.
One thing I'm noticing is Aftershock's doing a little bit more using some of the they seem to be using elevation to their advantage a little bit more. While I'm seeing the Carrot Brotherhood players are down in the low sections of the map a little bit too much.
And what do you think Carrot Brotherhood needs to do to come back into this game?
I think right now they just need to get more kills. I mean, that's the main thing. They haven't had control of the midfield really, and you know, they're making some kills here and there, but it's never quite enough to get all their players into the base. And that's what you saw with some of these flag runs by Aftershock. They're getting multiple players into the base, and they've got to pick up right now.
Inuxty, though, face grinding down the river. Will he be able to stop them from capping here? They've spotted him, though. It's him versus Oskis, and Oskis wins the fight. The flag is returned, though, so he is not needed. That was really close. They did have the backup there. If Inuxty had taken down Oskis, they would have had another player just backstopping that flag. They didn't need it. The flag was returned. Aftershock still only 1 flag cap ahead. That's not a huge distance to close, and they do have 10 minutes remaining. Carrot Brotherhood just need to get back into the groove and get those flag caps. If it does go to a draw, Carrot Brotherhood do have 2 maps that they can try and win to catch up. But they really do need at least 1 flag cap, and they've not really shown signs of being able to get that right now. Aftershock playing incredibly well to get both the kills and the caps when they need them. Once again, we see Rafixander swimming down the river. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to... Yeah, they are watching for this now. Mr. Koo sees him almost immediately. We saw Oscar spot Enoxty before, and I think the river has been spent. All the gold has been panned.
Yeah.
It's not really a viable strategy anymore. They need to start focusing on pushing together as a team, getting the kills, getting into the base, rather than relying on maybe a slightly novel strategy. Like, it's not cheese, but it's certainly on that side of things. Now Oscus in the blue base does get taken down by Denny, flanking from the side.
It's a long flag run. This particular map.
But as with a lot of maps, it comes down to those first 25 meters. Can they get over the wall and away behind some cover? And unfortunately, so far, only Aftershock has managed to do that this time round. 2/3 of the way through this game. And this is crunch time for Carrot Brotherhood. They need to get the flag cap. But Red, still Aftershock, pushing in way more successfully.
Yeah, and they need to get the flag cap soon, because when it gets down to the last 5 minutes, I think you'll see Aftershock. I really think you'll see them hunker down right in the midfield with probably all 5 players and make it really even more difficult.
And sometimes when a team is like winning the game, 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 2-1 up, you see them slow down a little bit. We don't see that from Aftershock. Aftershock still with their foot fully on the gas, pushing in, trying to kind of get their lead more away out of the hands of Carrot Brotherhood. Carrot Brotherhood still, one small mistake from Aftershock could put them back even. But Aftershock keeping control of mid, still pushing out. Yeah, they all die there trying to push, but that gives them the respawns, it gives them time. Blue had to push all the way across the map because they had to fight their whole way there. If Aftershock starts pulling back to defend, Carrot Brotherhood could take basically 2/3 of the map for free, but we do not see that. But we do see Enoxity again. Enoxity been picking up the flag so consistently this series.
Yeah,
will he be able to get out?
He's definitely been the trickiest player. I mean, they know he's there, and he's just buying time. He's hoping that somebody can make a kill for him.
And they get the kills. 2 reds down. Enoxity now. 1 player between him and the wall. He takes them down, and there are 2 more blues. This is the best we've seen from Carrot Brotherhood. It's all going to come down to this. 5 players.
Left them again. They all got pulled over to the right side of the map.
Now Red focusing their fire on the flag. They need to return this, though. It's now 1v5. We see Oscars coming in clutch. 3 kills there. Mr. Koo with the other 2. Absolute insanity. And that's just where Carrot Brotherhood, they got the flag. They got the support. They had the positioning. They were outside of the red base, but they just couldn't get the kills.
They all sucked over to the right, and then Oscars came in from the left side of the map, and he just rattled off 3 or 4 kills right in a row. And
yeah. Mr. Koo had 2 there. Oscars had 3. The flank, just perfect positioning. Mr. Koo focusing on the flag, stopping people picking it up and running. Oscars focusing on the kills, and that's the coordination that we need to see players working on more.
I'm really kind of shocked that they didn't get Oscars, because they had 3 players. They knew he was there, and none of them were able to hit him. So in some respects, maybe that's where the fatigue starts getting to you. But again, we've got another push here.
But that was close. Aftershock looked frantic trying to get that flag back. And I think maybe Carrot Brotherhood have got their number.
Well, I think Carrot Brotherhood probably should have. been able to get that flag out, but they didn't cover him very well, flag carrier, and then they seem to be caught.
Now we see it happening.
Yeah, they seem to be of two minds. Do we pick up the flag? Do we kill the man? And I think they just got cut out. Now the flag
Mining
carrier
Shark taken down though. And the support is here. It's 1v1 for this flag. And they pick it up! Rafik with a clutch kill on Jiffer Jaffa. He is legging it to the cap. And he's going to get it. This is now the position that Brotherhood need to be in. If they can maintain this, they at least stay in the series. They want to win this so they can win straight up. But this is what they needed to do.
And they've got a guy. Blue has a man in the back of the base hiding out. I think they see him. They see him. It's 2v1 in the back. They got him. They took down the next team. But while they were doing that, the rest of the team has now pushed up. And maybe that's kind of the key, is to get somebody in behind and just stay alive and distract the team, keep them turned around, then your team can push up. And if you then manage to win a group battle, and I think I mentioned something like that earlier in the saying that might be a viable strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is to sneak a man in and let him know he's there, and then just run around like crazy, just staying alive, not actually going for the flag right away, because that's what they're expecting you to do.
Yeah, and we've seen Aftershock thriving when they can stay in controlled fights, when they know where the players are, where they're coming from. What we've seen this last couple pushes is Red Team playing very frantically. Aftershock struggling really to keep together, to get the kills, to focus. And we've seen them kind of running back and forth, trying to play whack-a-mole with the blue team. Blue team now seem to have a strategy that can work for them. And now will they be able to spend the next 2.5 minutes getting one more capture? I think they can do this.
What's interesting is, I remember in some of the previous tournaments on Crack, whether it was by chance, whether it was planned or not, I remember an attacking player ninja'd up into the tree of the enemy base and was just kind of hiding there. And it got all the defenders to turn around. They're all shooting into this tree. And then the rest of the team converges into the cracked base and just obliterates the defenders. And so it's a strategy that can work. I don't know that anybody's employing that strategy in this tournament. I don't think so. But it has worked out that way a few times for people. So we're just trading kills, it looks like, here.
Yeah, 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. Looks like Aftershock's back on their feet. They look less frazzled than before.
They're making a real push here, and this blue player has jumped out in the middle of 3 of them. I'm not sure that was Rafik. He managed to get 1, so it evens things up a little bit, but that could have been trouble if he hadn't got 1 kill there. So now blue is pushing out again. 4 players, they're going to spread out across the map. They're going to spread out on both sides. I see 4. I'm not sure where the 5th is.
Yeah, now the problem with Brotherhood's strategy right now is if they do get wiped like we've seen before, it opens up Aftershock's push. So it's a very risky strategy to keep going for this. I'm not sure whether they want to keep going. I think they might want to just defend, take the draw, and take this to another map that they maybe have a bit better chances on. Because Aftershock, this is the map they play for. This is the kind that they have done really well on so far.
Now let's see what this guy does. He's doing kind of what I was talking about. They got a blue in the back, and now he's just trying to stay alive. I don't know that he's going to go for the flag right away. Let's see.
Once again, it's Enuxity. He gets taken down. Enuxity has been the guy that's been able to consistently get into Aftershock's base.
Yeah, and he seems to be going in through the side entrances. He doesn't seem to be going in the middle. Now, Red's got the same thing going here. We've got here. Mr. Koo hiding out. He's being very smart, waiting for people to push up a little bit. Now he's coming in through the side. I don't think they know he's there.
That is though. That is time up. Game. And that is the first draw we've seen this series. You've seen Brotherhood losing because of a mistake in Castle Wars, getting really close to the win in Cracked. Now they're on the draw for Luxor. Looks like they are building into this series. Will we see them take the next map? It will be their map choice. And that is absolutely clutch. Carrot Brotherhood needed to at least draw that map. They do still need to win 2 to take it to a decider. If we do end up with a drawed series here, it will go to a decider map. If that map's a draw, then we go to sudden death, where the first cap on a map wins. But now with 3 games deep, we've seen some of the classics coming in. Luxor, Castle Wars, Cracked. 3 favourites. So now we're going to start getting into maps that maybe teams haven't prepared as well for. We've seen Township before. We've seen Coda, a favourite of the tournaments previously. Jumanji, we haven't seen yet this tournament, I don't think. Previously played in almost every tournament, I believe. A big favourite for a lot of teams. And yes, again, some big performances. But both teams had those big players this time around. And I think that's the difference that we saw.
Carrot Brotherhood's map pick, correct? Yeah.
Yes. And they pick Industrial. That's absolutely fascinating to me.
It is.
That is a map that plays pretty similarly to Castle Wars. With a big gap, a well-defended base. Maybe they'll get more chances to sneak in like we saw in Luxor. But I'm just wondering how that's going to play out for them. Maybe they prepared some strats. But I think it's going to come down to that middle fight a lot more. Middle on Industrial being kind of the high ground as well as the key area for running. I think it's going to come down to who is where. And again, Carrot Brotherhoods will be the blue side still. Aftershock and the red shorts. This will be another game that is a decider for this series. If Aftershock can win this, they take the series 3-0. If Carrot Brotherhood can win this, they continue in the series. However, if Carrot Brotherhood do not win this, if they only get a draw, that is them out. They could not get 2 full games.
Right, and if you think about it, all the draw did was extend the match, really, because if they win, then if Carrot Brotherhood does manage to win the next 2 games, then we go to the 6th game. So they still basically have to win 3 in a row to win this. So, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard.
Yeah, the difference between this and the last match is the Carrot Brotherhood can't deal with a draw. So Aftershock now, a draw or a win is victory.
And there at the end on Luxor, I think Carrot Brotherhood had the momentum. They just ran out of time there, I think. But that also could be just how that, when you're defending, you're just trying to stall out the match. So I don't know that it was real momentum, other than it might have been that they were just playing more conservatively on Shockwave's point of view. So Industrial is set. Okay, you're going to start up here. 10 seconds.
So yeah, this is our 4th game of the series. Aftershock has won 2. There has been 1 draw. Aftershock can either win or draw this to take the series. Carrot Brotherhood have to win. We are loading into the game right now. These games have been so insane.
No, I've been recording a lot of it. I don't think I'm going to have the game volume now. I think I've just got our chatting. But we have some great videos from this game that we'll have to upload.
We can always patch the audio from the broadcast into your thing.
Yeah, that'll work.
Blue team already have yielded their base. There is a red player in there. Will he be able to do anything, though? He's completely shunted. He gets 1. Who is this? Is this Oscus again? Yeah, it's Oscus in the base. Trying to segment the fight. He gets another kill. Denny now, the only player left in the base. Trying to close off these red players, and he's going to back away from the base because he knows the inside is lost. Blue team now need to surround their base. Carrot Brotherhood already losing the flag.
Well, they had him spidered. They had him spidered, so he was stuck there for a little bit.
Using the ninja to cross over, and now he's being chased down. It's a 2v1, and it is taken down. Denny just managing to return it there. I'm kind of confused how that kind of happened. Blue just died a bunch. Oscus got into the inside of the base, killed all the players on the inside. Blue forced out of their own base.
Oscus, Mr. Ku, and Jaffa already have double the kills of any other Carrot Brotherhood player. So, we saw this last match after coming out of the break. Care Brotherhood looking a little deflated. And again, I think a lot of that comes down to, they've got a few players who are kind of just coming back into MCBall to play in this tournament. They probably don't have the same type of stamina that some of the Aftershock players do, where they just play game after game after game after game.
Jeff with the flag, and I don't think Blue could quite figure out where he was. He is now into this protected tunnel area.
No, and I think they're going to be away with it because they just picked up 2 kills. Yeah,
Blue team rushing to catch up. So yeah, what we saw happen, both of those flag pickups for Aftershock, they got a player inside the blue base, then used the fact that the blue base is basically an enclosed box to take entire control of the inside, get some players on the outside to help out, and then once they have the outside under control as well as the inside, cross the player out. And that's worked for them almost twice now. So Blue really need to get a handle on stopping Red getting into the base at all, or controlling enough of the map that they can stop them getting out. Because right now they're just struggling in those fights on the inside of the base, and we see that really shown in the kills. Mining Shark, Mr. Koo, Oscus, Jaffa, all with 5 or more kills. And we don't see anyone except Anuxity on the blue side really being able to do that. But Rafixander now in the base. He has 1 player support. He's going for mid though. Mid, the most risky position. Jaffa taking advantage of the high ground, returns the flag. There is another blue in the base though. This looks like Anuxity. Anuxity going to be picking up the flag. And now there aren't many reds around to stop him, but he is going to run right smack face first into the entire team. Now the reds respawning. They're going to surround him.
Yeah.
He needs to get the kills. He's going back inside. He's taking control of the inside again. Inside, much easier to defend yourself. But he is flanked, completely surrounded, closed in. Mining Shark gets the kill, drop the flag, and now blue flag picked up by Oscus. So much focus on the blue side was on getting that flag out, but they do manage to chase down and get the kills.
And Mining Shark had he was getting out of the building, but Mining Shark literally spawned and blocked his exit, and that's why he had to double back inside. So there's always these elements of randomness. Both teams have to deal with it.
I mean, the problem was also that he couldn't go the other side either. They had a player basically kind of moving into the base towards him. They had a player covering the outside. Mining Shark, just the icing on the cake. Now, of course, Anuxity, a very good player, has gotten kills before that have clutched caps for him. Or he's gotten him close.
Again, we're looking at, let's see. We've got 41 kills, and Aftershock has 41 kills, and Care Brotherhood has like 22. So right now, Aftershock's almost killing them at a 2-to-1 ratio. It's actually kind of surprising that they've been able to hold the flags as well as they have so far. They're going to have to, Care Brotherhood is really going to have to pick up the kills if they're going to survive this one. And this is a short match. This is a shorter map. I don't get out killed with that kind of ratio and win on a map like this.
Yeah, although it only takes 1 player doing something insane. Anuxity has shown us the clutch skills that he does have, and now he's inside the base. He's picked up the flag. There's 1 player between him and the escape, and someone is there to help him. He's trying to take the fight, but now red team's surrounding him. He is in the open. He gets behind cover. He is reloading, though. He gets the reload. He's now in the tunnels. They are chasing him down. They know they need to get to the end of the tunnels before him. The blue team surrounding in, though. Trying to cover him, trying to fight these people off him before they can close him off the end. Mining Shark gets taken down by Nuxty through the gap in the fence. Now red team, there's only 1 of them remaining, getting closed in. 2v1. He gets taken down. Anuxity now getting in clutch. The paintball's missing by 2 blocks. He is going to get the flag cap. Anuxity coming in clutch. Care Brotherhood, draw it even, and that is what they need to do. Anuxity basically doing exactly what we saw the Aftershock team do. Getting the kills inside the base, controlling the base, clearing the way out, the team coming in and covering them. And that was absolute, pure skill coming in there. The kills, where they need to be. The coordination, closing into the correct side of the base all together. That was amazing from Carrot Brotherhood. And if they can keep that up, they can take this map.
I think one of the things that keeps Carrot Brotherhood in these games is they do have a player like Anuxity and Denny who can, at any moment, just go off and make a 5-kill streak or 7-kill streak, something like that. And that's often what you need to do to be able to get one of these captures. It's still quite a skirmish here right out front of red base.
Yeah, and we saw for a second there Mining Shark using his ninja to just get to the flag whether he dies or not. That's the mistake that Carrot Brotherhood didn't, or made previously, was not doing that. Mining Shark sacrificed his life to return the flag, and that just stopped Blue Team from being able to escape with it.
Yeah,
really well played.
We saw a pretty even game on both Luxor and Castle Wars, but they dropped the game on Castle Wars because of the error not returning the flag. And on Cracked, again, it was a pretty even game, and we saw Carrot Brotherhood come within literally inches of winning that game midway through. So, the skill level or the skill separation between these two teams is a very fine margin. I think overall, it's come kind of down to who's made less mistakes. I think Carrot Brotherhood has made more mistakes covering their flag carrier than Aftershock has. Aftershock's done, I think, a little bit better job of protecting the returning flag carrier.
And I think Aftershock also used kits a bit better on their flag carriers, using the ninjas to really move away.
Yeah.
Their flag carriers always getting the kills as well.
I mean, one of the things that's always impressed me a lot about Mining Shark as a player is he does Magician, he does Flash, he does Nito, Vortex. He's literally a man of all kits, and so that gives his team a lot of flexibility to change the dynamics of the game. They're not expecting a Magneto to show up all of a sudden. Been there previously,
and we saw Oscus there waiting inside the base. Inside the base is quite safe here because it means you can take 1v1 fights a lot easier. Oscus, obviously one of our top players, able to get those fights and win them. We saw him wait for his team to catch up, but then Snapman coming back from middle kills basically all of the team. Snapman hadn't really put up the numbers until then, but with 2 clutch kills, he managed to shut down the escape from Oscus. And that's where one defender in the right place, moving the right way, not necessarily just panicking and running in somewhere, can really help and stop the flag caps.
Yeah, that actually brings Snapman's total up to 4, so he doubled his kills there with one sequence. So he's kind of been struggling in this game, but again, he's one of the players that hasn't played much in the last 2 years.
Coming in with the impact frags. He doesn't, a lot of players just get frags all over the place. He just gets the ones that count.
Yeah, Snapman seems to like the open games, or the open maps. But he's hanging in there. Gotta give him credit.
And I think this is the best show we've seen from both teams. Both of them not necessarily relying on each other's mistakes, more making plays happen on their own.
Yeah.
We saw Cracked a really amazing game, back and forth, but mostly relying on teams to make mistakes. Here, though, we see teams getting in, getting the flag, and we see that again here. Denny almost getting into the mid where his team can help him, but Red, 3 of them chasing him down, stopping him escaping.
There's still a huge kill differential in this game, but it doesn't matter. The game's tied. It doesn't matter what's happened already in the game. It's what's going to happen in the next 9 minutes.
Yeah, we're now halfway through.
And Oscus looks like he's on a tear again. They got 2 men in the base. Dar, Oscus, they're getting near the flag. They know they're there, but they keep getting the kills.
Blue team trying to defend in the base.
Yeah, at this point, Blue is...
That Spider, though.
Down. Yeah, Spider's good at slowing the game down.
Well, except when it goes wrong, he dropped the Spider and it just blocked him off from shooting down onto the play. He didn't actually manage to catch the play with the Spider. The team does manage to rally forward, get the kills, and shut them down, but that could have been close. You don't want to block off your team from killing the people by putting a bunch of blocks in the way.
We're starting to see a lot more Ninja play on this map again. Ninja being not a kit I'm any good at. I'm not good at Ninja. but the players who are good at it, it's just such a powerful kit.
Yeah, basically makes them, well, gives them maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds where they can shoot at the enemy for free because the enemy has to hit them going fast in midair. Something that not a lot of kits can actually do is give you that straight up advantage.
We have another pickup, and he might.
Inoxity with the kills! Multi-kill! He got 4 kills there to get the flag out, and he is in the tunnel. Oskis chasing him down. His team is there to support. Snapman, Jiffa Jaffa, Jaja taken down. Hit 4. No! The flank coming in. Inoxity gets another kill. Denny gets a kill as well. They are shutting down the red team. My goodness, did I say Inoxity was a clutch player? I was correct. That was insane. 4 kills in quick succession, fighting them all at the same time, and he gets out.
In that time, he returned the flag, and they had 3 guys there to help, and they got picked off, but then they respawned a second time, so Aftershock's actually trying to fight through 2 waves of players there. Inoxity's gone ham. He's on a 10 kill streak now.
Inoxity, 30 kills in this game. He said, team, I don't care. I'm going to put you in my backpack and we're going to pick up that flag. And he did it. That was insane play. Absolutely ridiculous. And we say getting kills counts. That is exactly how they count. He does get taken down.
Quite long. Were we supposed to start the other match at 3?
Yeah, it's fine though. We started about half an hour late on this one.
Okay.
And remember, the second series is our first seed versus last seed, so we don't expect it to be quite as close as this necessarily. I mean, never count a team out.
I don't think I'm going to make it through the whole second match. Someone might be manning the booth by themselves. I don't know. We'll have to see.
We got a bunch of
I think we can have Jaja and Oskis. Yeah. I'll help them get the game started, and then from there, I'll OP some people. Take care of it.
Yeah, this is absolutely
it could still end here. I mean, this match could be over in a minute. I think if Aftershock manages to tie this game, I think they've mathematically eliminated Brotherhood.
Aftershock only need to tie or win to take the entire series.
And I don't know that Brotherhood has necessarily thought about that aspect yet, but they cannot afford to give up a flag cap here.
Although we've seen them playing extremely well, and maybe it's because their backs are against the wall.
Yeah.
When you get pressurized, you can get those kills. Blue team now respawning. Red all over their base, but remember, having people everywhere doesn't necessarily count for anything unless they're together. Being picked off 1 by 1 is pretty easy when you're in 1v1 fights. Doesn't matter if you've got 5 people in the area if there's a wall between everyone. Brotherhood really doing what they had to do, and I am very impressed.
Jiffa Jaffa is sitting here in F5. They don't see him. They've had 1 player go by him already. They do not see him. He's just waiting. Now
he reveals himself, though, takes down Snapman, and he's going for the flag. Blue team turn their backs on the rest of red team, and they're going to try and pull back to defend this. It's going to come down to this one fight. But the fight was abandoned. He doesn't realize he's gone. They have lost the flag. There is 1 player remaining. Jiffa Jaffa with the flag. The ninja coming up. It is Inoxity. Is it Inoxity? It is Inoxity. No, it's not Inoxity. It's somebody else. But he gets the kills. It's now blue team with the advantage. Mining Shark taken down as he jumps off. This is 1 man at a time. Taking the flag, running some meters, getting home. Now, Mr. Koo going to be finishing off this relay race. He's going to cap it. There are no blues there to stop him. They have drawn even. We thought Brotherhood maybe had done enough, but they have not. They have to get this final cap. 4 minutes remaining.
So I think what you saw, I mean, that was a perfect example of why Ninja is such a powerful kid. You know, he's sitting there in F5, taking a peek at them. He can tell they don't know where he's at, and when he does reveal himself, he comes out with a lightning speed ground hook, and just like that, he's in the base. And in that little pause he took there with F5 allowed his team to get behind him. So, you know, he had a player forward, he bided his time, and then he's in and out. And after that, it was just dominoes falling. So now we're at crunch time, 3 minutes to go. Care Brotherhood has to cap the next flag or they're out of the tournament.
They are making good progress, though.
They're
Oscus is
trying.
there to defend, but they need to get
They've
into
got
this base.
They've got 2 men on the roof, and they're
One of them taken down. Snapman
everybody's
finally
playing.
switching from Spider to Ninja.
Yeah, everybody's playing Ninja at this point. It's really kind of insane.
Maybe seeing a bit of tunnel vision now. Players focusing on the one fight they want to take, not necessarily realizing players are behind them or on their flank. Aftershock taking advantage of that, pushing up 5 men in middle. They want to close this out strong.
Yeah. It's going to be very difficult at this point. With Aftershocks on the front foot, your Brotherhood's going to have to first get rid of the positional advantage that Aftershock has. Then they're going to go for another cap. The other team, they've got to know at this point that all they have to do is protect their flag. So
we have a Nuxty in the base, though. Look at this. He's preparing for a push in. His team are distracting. He's going to go up the stairs. He's going to pick up the flag. He's going to take the fight. He wins the fight against Star. That's 1 down, 4 to go.
And Care Brotherhood looks like they're going to push into the base.
And Nuxty gets taken down from behind. It's now on his team to get the flag. Rafixander picking it up now. And it is the chase. Snapman covering him from the side. Snapman takes down Oscus. Oscus a key player. Snapman takes down Darth. Snapman coming in clutch here. The flag dropped, but not able to be returned. Spamming snowballs. This could be it! There are no reds!
Oh my lord, it's going to be close.
Was that a snipe? Or was that just a long snowball?
I think it was
They're in the base!
Snowball.
That is it! Cara Brotherhood able to come back with the win. That is what they needed to do. I am so impressed by that. We thought they were on the ropes. They had got the momentum, but they lost a flag cap. They take that map. The first win for them of this series, 3-2. Absolutely insane. I think that's the best play we've seen. Maybe forever? Some incredible coordination, some great chases. Cara Brotherhood are back in this series properly. It's now only 2-1 to Aftershock. We thought maybe Cara Brotherhood wouldn't be able to take a map in this series. Maybe getting closed out, not able to take a real lead. But they do it. That is absolutely incredible play from them. As we said, 2-1 up for Aftershock. Now, Cara Brotherhood again, still on the match point ropes. If Aftershock win this one, they do still win the series. If they draw this one, they do still win the series. But Cara Brotherhood now have done what they needed to do to get to this point. Now they need one more map. When you're behind, it's just one map at a time, and they are doing it. Now the issue for them is it is now Aftershock's map choice.
Someone asked the question earlier, are we allowing them to repeat maps? I think in previous tournaments we haven't not allowed that.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't let them do that, otherwise teams will just choose their best map and play that repeatedly.
Right.
It's really cool to see these different maps coming out. I think Industrial,
yeah, I think so too.
Possibly one of the most interesting maps we've had this entire tournament there. We saw, instead of it being mistakes, we saw in Castle Wars, mistake from Cara Brotherhood lost in the map. We saw mistakes coming in where players weren't returning flags or weren't grouping up or moving to correct positions. And we saw a lot of mistakes defining the maps. That game, that was all about the wins. That was all about the correct plays that were made. And we saw a lot of amazing correct plays there.
I think twice I saw Care Brotherhood close to making a cap. The team came up to support, but they always suck over to one side, not protecting the backside, and that allowed Aftershock to get 2 key returns, one on Cracked and one on Luxor. Although the one on Luxor, I mean, Oscus just demolished. I mean, 4 kills. You know, that's not just backside problems. That's just we can't kill this guy problems.
Yeah. And Nuxty, just a ridiculous kill. That multi-kill. Yeah. 4 kills going out of the base. He's like, you know what? My team just died. I don't care. I'm going to cap anyway. And he did.
Alright, I'll be back in a second.
Okay, that's another comfort break. I know I am absolutely hyped up on that one. The teams need to take a bit of a chill, calm down. Of course, if you're Aftershock coming off a loss there, maybe they thought they could win that straight up. They've been gradually slipping away from this one. Winning the first one without really any argument from Carrot Brotherhood. Winning the second one with a big fight. Drawing the third one pretty close. And now losing. It's going uphill for Carrot Brotherhood. Looks like we are going into Township. Now this is a ridiculously insane map in this case. We saw the way Cracked played out, with a lot of splitting up and moving around. But now Township is the same, but maybe more so. There's a lot more cover that you can hide in, a lot more areas where you can get your team to fight 2 or 3 versus 1 or 2. It'll be very interesting. So yeah, we've got Township is the map purports, and Carrot Brotherhood want to switch sides. They want to go red. The Township is one of our asymmetrical maps. It's confusing enough that I don't think most players would realize which side is better. I'm not really sure any side is particularly better strategically because it's so separate. It's more about getting the skirmishes. And to be honest, after what we've seen so far, I think that kind of plays into Carrot Brotherhood's hands here. Aftershock really thriving when they can control the whole map, can see the whole map. Township is not the map you can do that on.
Yeah, this is the kind of map I think Nuxity and Denny like. They like these reflexive maps where, you know, you end up eyeball to eyeball with somebody and it's a matter of who shoots first. I think they prefer that kind of game. Let's see here. Got 3 of them done.
So yeah, to be honest, out of the remaining maps in our pool, this is probably the one that I would have chosen as Carrot Brotherhood. Interestingly, chosen by Aftershock.
Oh, Aftershock picked this map. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that absolutely fascinating. We have
Yeah.
a bunch of maps on the pool. I'll give them a quick read through. Castle Walls, we saw this series. Cracked, we saw this series. High Rise, one that I think we've seen both teams perform pretty well on before. Jumanji, very interesting. Coda, again, interesting map. Township we're going into here. Coda is one that's a lot easier controlled. I would have expected Aftershock to choose something like that. Farm, again, pretty easily controlled. Probably would have expected them to choose that as well. Bryn, again, easily controlled. Picnic, not so much. Township, I think, probably favors Carrot Brotherhood more than possibly any of the other ones in terms of what we've seen out of them so far. So I'm not sure what the reasoning is, whether Aftershock have practiced this map a lot or they just felt like it, but I think this is the best chance Carrot Brotherhood have.
These guys have got to be getting tired. That's what I'm thinking, is they've got to be getting tired. I mean,
it's tiring just sitting here commentating them. If you imagine also having the stress of playing, both of these teams playing to get into the finals.
Okay, let me see if I've got everybody set here. Yep, everybody said. I'm surprised neither team has asked for a substitution. I don't think Carrot Brotherhood has anybody to substitute.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I know Ninja Curly Fry was on her, so I'm kind of surprised they haven't called him up and said, "Man, such and such needs a break," you know, or even the fact that nobody's had to leave. I mean, usually in tournaments, if the game goes over length like this, you've got players saying we cannot stay. And that would be the question for the next match: is will teams be able to field their team since we're so over time? Okay,
we're only
so
5 minutes over time at the moment, but yeah, after this game, it's going to be going on.
Okay, I've got the teams. Teams are set.
Yeah, something that's kind of maybe an interesting debate whether substituting a player is beneficial. You know, you can swap out a player for a fresh player, but also they wouldn't be warmed up.
That's true.
So it could be they want the players that are on the hype train, that are kind of in the zone right now. And I mean, to be fair, pretty much all of the players have been putting up numbers. I mean, even Snapman, where he wasn't putting up the numbers, was coming in with the clutch plays. with that last flag cap, I believe, he was the guy that was covering principally. And he got a good 2 or 3 kills just defending that.
I've had games where when I used to play Care Brotherhood, where we would make a substitution and it would go awful. But I remember one game we had a substitution of General Sniper, and he goes off on a 10 kill streak with his sniper, and it was like, wow, we're geniuses. But you're right, it can work for you or it cannot. And okay, so we're going to start up now, guys.
Cool. We are heading into game 5 of our series. So this is a best of 5, so you expect this to be the last game. If Aftershock win this, it is indeed the last game. They will have taken the series 3-1. However, if it's a draw, they also take it. They take it 2-1. But if Carrot Brotherhood win this, it goes to a decider map. So Carrot Brotherhood now in the zone. They need to take this. Snapman taken down by Oscus. Not sure if he was quite paying attention properly there. Oscus with the flag, now trying to get out. But red team is all over him. I think all 5 players within shooting range there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to get used to it. I'm backwards. I'm thinking it's Aftershock.
Yeah, so Aftershock is now in the blue shorts.
Now, just to let the viewers know, yeah, the Aftershock is now in blue. Care Brotherhood is in red. And Aftershock's got 3 men back defending. Looks like red's got 1 man forward. I don't know. Looks like the 2 blue are going ahead and pushing up. So they're leaving a 1v1, maybe a 2v1 in the back. And it looks like they're on to him. It's a skirmish between Nuxity and Dar. Nuxity moves around. Dar's pursuing. Doesn't quite know where he is. Now he does. Nuxity's going all around the building, trying to avoid Dar. This is a really great battle. Now F5ing. Dar's still moving. Dar, I'm not sure knows where he's at. And yeah, Nuxity got the better of him there, just a little more patient, and Dar exposed himself. But blue is now coming back to help out. And red's got 2 in the base, but they're getting taken apart. Blue's defending really well. It's a 3v1. I think this pushes.
Yeah, that's something I really wonder with this map. We see some teams trying to play the typical defense, one defense, 4 offense kind of thing. I'm not sure that's really a great idea because you don't really have anywhere that you can defend and really cover anything more than a small area. So I think what teams really want to be doing is pushing up with 5, and then if their flag gets taken, pull back and chase it down. Because what we see a lot on this map is that teams can use Ninja to get really far away, and that's it, because they can get behind a building and they're gone.
Well, this
so you
also,
need to be ahead of the people so you can fall back onto them to stop the flag cap.
Yeah. We got 2 pickups. It also could be the type of map where if one team tries to make a big push forward with everybody and they die, and another player on the other team is snuck forward, they could be in a very bad position and not be able to defend the flag. So right now, who's got it? Oh, both flag carriers are down. Both flags are returned. We're back to a stalemate. So very interesting. I couldn't even find where the flags were. I was totally lost. I'm flying all around. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, both teams able to pick up the flag and kind of get into the jungle of buildings, but not really get into their own secure areas.
I don't know that this map favors really either team over the other, but I do think that this is the kind of map where some random things can happen. And once the one team gets the first cap, I think it's going to put a lot of pressure on the other team. Because this is the kind of map where you could theoretically buckle down and defend, put in a forward line of defense and kind of make it very difficult. But yeah, they're just trading. Right now we're just trading kills.
Yeah, and we've not really seen them show what their plan is yet. Both teams sort of just running around, getting some kills, trying to get some pickups, not really getting anywhere with it. I think both teams sort of trying to get their feet on this map, figure out what works for them, and then maybe in a few minutes' time we might see them starting to make some serious pushes and get some serious attacks to the flag.
Red team is pushing. Red team is keeping Snapman in the back, and it looks like blue team is keeping somebody in the back here. because this looks like Oscus might be defending. Oscus gets an F5 kill, defending the corner of the stairs. Took down Jaja. So both teams appear to have settled in with a one defender, 4-man push. So again, if somebody sneaks in, gets that defender, they could be off with the flag.
Yeah, and I mean, neither team has been able to actually beat the enemy team's defenders.
Blue's in a very strong position right now. They've got a flag with 2 people to cover, only 1 defender, and the defender is still alive, but he's nowhere near the carrier.
Both teams had the flag, and now it's basically a 3v1 to try and get this flag into the base. The red team is close behind. They do not have time to waste. If this guy ahead of them can take him down, no, he gets taken, but from behind. They waited too long to face that final player. They knew there was a player in their base, but they waited too long to face him and fight him.
Red's at the flag, but he's going to be very smart here. Abandoning the idea of picking up the flag. Snapman's so smart, he's instead decided to just hide. He's managed to pick off a player doing that. So he didn't go for the flag. He's just hiding out. They're going to know where he is, though. He's still hiding out. He's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we saw there again is just teams not quite on the top of their game yet.
Yeah, Jaffa using the old hide behind the car trick at the flag. He's like, well, you can hide out all you want. I'm just going to hunker here and wait for you to come to me. And that's eventually what did happen. So yeah, with the, Snapman's usually, it looks like they're designated defender, but he got all the way forward there on the last flag return. And Snapman is down again. This leaves the flag open.
And I think for the first time, Carrot Brotherhood seems to be on par with the kills.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is the first time in a few games now. It's pretty even.
Flag taken.
Alexander now with the flag, but he's got to get past these 2 defenders that are in the area.
Yeah,
he takes one down, one on the roof beside him, another one on the roof to the left of him. He is running a gauntlet here. He has taken cover under the awning. The return is in. Oscus gets the kill, gets the return. Just not
he
enough
was all
support
by himself. All 4 of his teammates were in defensive positions all the way on their side of the map. I think at that point they might have just been thinking, well, maybe he'll get out, and if he does, then we've got it. But they definitely weren't there to help with his pursuers. He just had to get out. And Blue is sneaking somebody in from the left side. Dar is close to the flag. He's taking his time, though. I mean, these teams are getting more and more coordinated as we go. Now he's revealed himself. He makes the kill, and Spider's one player. No, that was Snapman Spidering himself. Sorry. He got away with that one. That's the one thing about that kit. It would be really nice not to spider.
Yeah, now we're sort of starting to see the teams kind of warming up into this game. Starting to develop their strategies, getting some ideas of what they need to be doing. We saw an almost cap before that was only stopped by some really clutch kills and chasing.
Yeah. And I think Carrot Brotherhood still needs to win this game. I think if it ends in a tie, I think Aftershock can still take the series.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So
Aftershock is winning 2-1. This is the final map of regulation time. If Carrot Brotherhood do not win this, Aftershock takes the series because they did get the best score of the 5 matches.
Yeah. So, I mean, getting that tie is what kept them in the match at that time, but it's also saddled them with a lot of pressure. Whereas the other team can, Aftershock has the luxury of just, making sure they don't lose.
Although what I really love is that they're still pushing. They realize that if they start playing super defensive, that gives Carrot Brotherhood the advantage. So instead of playing super defensive, they're playing like normal. They're taking control of the map, they're pushing in, they're trying to do everything normally, which usually works out best for them. When we've seen teams try and be like, oh, we only need to defend, it starts to fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Where is that flag? Okay, they've returned it.
Yeah, barely got out of the base.
Yeah, they've got all of them in the base. It's not a good time for blue to try to get in, and that didn't work very well. They've tried to figure out. It looks like Brotherhood may be playing a little bit more conservatively. They're doubling back to defend and help each other out. They're not going forward at all at the moment. They're just trying to absorb the pressure, and I don't know if that's going to work for them. They just lost their main defender, and it looks like blue is onto the flag, and players that were doubling back seem to have gone forward, but no, they've got.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we've seen is both teams can successfully get a player in and they can get them onto the flag. What they need to do in addition is get the carrier to their flag.
I think the way that Aftershock got their last flag on Industrial is kind of probably the blueprint on this map too. You get somebody forward in a hiding position. You wait till you can see that last defender. If you can kill the last defender close to the flag at the right time, as the rest of your team's coming up behind you, you can spring the escape. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah, you need to get all your players. You need to get your sneaky player in. Then you need to get your whole team in a position to support them. But Dar had nobody nearby that could stop that kill coming in. He does have players that can swap out for him, though. Ninja coming in. Oscars turns around, gets a kill. Jiffa Jaffa now kills the rest of the Reds in their base. The Reds are going to have some pretty fast respawns, though. That's 3 of them spawning around. Jiffa Jaffa now on the run. Inuxty, though, also has the enemy flag. And Jiffa Jaffa being closed in by 3 players. The clutch ninja across the gap. He absolutely used that at the right time. They now have to close him off from even further ahead. And blue team is here to help. Inuxty was dropped before. Jiffa Jaffa tries to make it to the door, but he doesn't quite. Rafik Sander gets taken down before he can return it. Dar, now on the hook with a flag. Red team running after them. Will they be able to catch up, or will this be Aftershock taking the lead in yet another game? Carrot Brotherhood rapidly catching up, but they do not get there in time. It is 1-0 up for Aftershock. If they can hold this for another 8 minutes, they win the series 3-1. Carrot Brotherhood now need to get the cap.
And honestly, if I am Aftershock, I'm thinking at this point they got to get 2 flags to beat us. Not 1. They have to have 2 flags.
Absolutely.
So they can afford to kind of sit back and set up a defense, maybe at midline somewhere, and really make it hard on the Carrot Brotherhood at this point. But they continue to push forward. And again, there's different philosophies of how to play, of course, but having that advantage of
yeah, absolutely. And I think Aftershock have been playing this significantly better than Carrot Brotherhood. You can't really tell the difference because it's quite a chaotic map, but they've been picking the right times to make the pushes.
Kills are very even at the moment. Carrot Brotherhood is still leaving one guy in the back here. Oh, he doesn't see him. Oh, he doesn't see him. Jiffa Jaffa twice he just was right behind it, Rafik Sander, and he had no idea, and now he does. But boy, Jiffa Jaffa almost picked their pocket there, and that's something he's starting to excel at.
Now with the flag, can't escape, but a valiant attempt.
Flag taken.
Now the blue flag picked up by Jaja. They're making another run out. Carrot Brotherhood, they do actually have the players nearby this time. We've seen a bunch of their pushes. They've not had the players. Now they do. But will the players... Oh! The Vortex absolutely shuts them down coming out of that door. Too many players grouped up in a line, ready to get picked off by those spinning snowballs.
Yeah, that's a perfect kit for that situation.
Yeah, they knew where he had to pop out, and he did. His only real chance to survive that was to try and juke him out and go a different direction.
So Carrot Brotherhood, I don't know that they're looking at the clock, but they've got 5 minutes and they have to make 2 captures. So they're really, I mean, this is it.
Flag taken.
Their backs are against the wall. Someone's picked up the flag.
I remember, well, Carrot Brotherhood has to keep fighting to get these flags. Aftershock just has to stop them.
Right, and see now
It's a
they've
lot
got
easier
a
to
flag.
put a wrench in somebody's plans than to make your own plans.
Yeah, and they're away with the flag again. This would be the nail in the coffin, I think, if they manage to... Oh, player's falling off the map.
Oh, the over ninja. It should still be a shutdown because Mr. Koo doesn't have the ability to stop this Snapman push. But a little bit of a misplay there. But then you think about it, Aftershock, all they have to do is touch the enemy flag, because while that flag is touched, Carrot Brotherhood can't do anything. So Aftershock has so many options to stall this, slow this, and shut this game down.
Yeah, one thing that has not been tried yet is for a team to just pick up the flag and at this point, if there was a flag standoff, for example, they could just hide with the flag and stall the game out really quick. Although, if you have a chance to cap it, it's always better to cap it. And they've got it again. Mining Shark, who's been probably one of the best players of this match as far as what he's been able to bring to his team. It looks like he's pinned in pretty good, though. And the Carrot Brotherhood's interesting enough. They're going to leave this flag here. Now, that cost them in one game. But I think they know where their players are. And sometimes
they don't really have a choice. Now they're going back to return it. They lost the control, so they returned it. That's what we didn't see them do in the Castle Wars game.
Mm-hmm.
And it cost them that game. And fortunately, it doesn't necessarily cost them this game, but they are still a little bit behind.
Yeah, it went a long way, though, in... if, for example, if that game had tied, then they wouldn't be in the position where they have to win the game. Right now, Aftershock just has to tie this game up. And right now they're winning the game, so...
Yeah, they're in a very comfortable position.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them right now. I think Oscars could be away with this. There is 2 players. They don't know where he's at.
Does he know where they are, though? He does not, and he tries to shoot players where he thought they would be, but just didn't manage to predict the player that would be behind him.
Yeah, now Carrot Brotherhood has 2 players in the mid. I think Dar's going to see them. No, he doesn't.
I think we see Aftershock is using the rooftops a lot more than Carrot Brotherhood.
Well, and I think that's because you've got all 5 players on Aftershock are experienced ninja players. They all play with that kid a lot. Whereas Carrot Brotherhood really only has 2 ninja players. Rapixander, Snapman, and Jaja, they really don't play a lot of ninja. So, on a map like this, or on a map where ninja is so heavily used, it is a bit of an advantage. And Carrot Brotherhood has the flag. There's 2 men there. They're trapped, though, by 3 men. And if somebody comes into the base, they're just, yeah. They were literally surrounded by the whole team. But we do have a player still alive. I don't know that they know he's there.
Flag taken.
Does he have a hook? He does. He had 2 hooks, so he's away. They've still got him pinned in really good. There's 3 players able to trap him. And that's that.
Yeah, absolutely shutting down any chances.
So I think at this point, Aftershock understands that they just have to stall out this time. They're not pushing forward at this moment. They are all grouped up. They're playing forward of the flag still, which is smart, but I don't see them making large team pushes like they were.
Yeah, and remember, every kill they get is a player that can't pick up their flag.
Right, and even if you look right now, I've got 2 red players coming back from midfield, falling back. They're definitely going to try to camp the flag at this point. There's no question about it. And I don't know. I think it's game, set, match. There's not enough time to make the 2 flag runs at this point.
Yeah, unless they could keep a player in the base ready, this is time up for them. They will make a final stab, though. Taken down by Oscus.
Flag taken.
Unfortunately, just not doing enough. But it gets picked up again. Inuxity doing his magic again. They're going to try and put on a good show for us, even right at the end here. 30 seconds remaining. And it does look like Aftershock will be progressing to our finals. Absolutely incredible games between these two teams. We saw back and forth. We saw Brotherhood really ramping up into this final one. And I think you are right about these 5 ninja mains. I think that's what's done it for Aftershock on this map.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why they chose it. We were asking why they might have chosen this before, and I think that might be it. It really does give the advantage to ninja players, and that describes their team, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And that is it. Aftershock takes the series with 3 wins to 1.
Flag taken.
Some incredibly close games there. So that does mean that Aftershock will be progressing to the absolute grand finals of Tournament 10. We'll be finding out shortly who they play against when we find who wins Bed Bath & Beyond versus Rainbow Bunchies. Yeah, absolutely incredible games. Congratulations to Aftershock. Commiserations to Brotherhood. But
Yeah,
I mean, that was I think, maybe the best games I've ever spectated and commentated.
Yeah, I totally agree. Those were two of the best games, and it was just really nice watching the back and forth and just watching the heart that they all played with. They all played with a lot of heart. Both teams did. I mean, there were several times we thought, oh, this is going to be a cap, and somehow somebody would get a miracle kill, get the flag back. So they was really good. All right, so let's shut down the Twitch feed for a little bit. Let us reset everyone. And
cool. So yeah, I'm going to be playing this one, so I won't be back on stream. Buffwatts will be for at least a bit. We should have, I think, Oscus and Jaja coming on shortly. Don't go anywhere. We will be coming back with our last semi-final coming up just after this. We will see you soon.
Mm-hmm.